Back. Many of you have reached out, contacted me, and it's just been awesome getting to know you guys, talk to you guys. You guys are a great group of people. So, all right, let's get started, guys. So on the last video, I didn't know some of you guys, maybe I went through it a little fast. I'll just kind of recap with you. So Iraq has about 80 trillion dinar in circulation. That's technically too much for any country to have in circulation, but again, what I was trying to factually show you right now is Iraq's currency is not recognized around the world or outside of their country. It's only recognized inside their country, so that means you can't go to like Jordan or Iran and use it. Okay, it's only recognized in Iraq, not outside. So my point was I was trying to show you the whole reason why, since Iraq released their new currency back in 2003, the reason why they did actually be, I think it was '03. Yeah, they released it in '03 and then devalued it in '04. So since they released it in '03, the reason they've done that, guys, is it was a step to allow countries so that Iraq could pay countries in dinar, and so these countries could receive dinar and use it for Basel III compliance to use the Iraq dinar as as a um as a way to back the value of their currency. Okay, it's nothing more. It's kind of like the gold standard, but they're just using the dinar for Basel III compliance to back the value of their currency. Okay, it's just an asset backer is all it is. But when Trump came out telling you that we have that much dinar in circulation, he's factually revealing to you that most of Iraq's dinar is outside of their country, not inside their country. And again, because the dinar is not internationally recognized and it's outside their country, it's simply being used as an asset backer for other countries for Basel III compliance. So in reality, Iraq only has about 5 trillion Iraq dinar in circulation. So if you guys ever hear clueless, naive, ignorant gurus like Caparoni coming out telling you, well, Iraq can't revalue the currency, they have too much dinar in circulation, tell them bullcrap. They're uninformed and uneducated and naive. Okay. All right, guys, we have a great article. Don't forget, Iraq started this new pattern with these amazing articles talking about and going international and about increasing the exchange rate. Guys, this new pattern started back on Saturday, February 20th. I showed you that over the weekend. And February 20th is approximately 30 days before March 21st, guys. That's a key pattern. I hope you understand that. All right, so with this article, Al-Kazemi, we have succeeded in crossing the economic crisis in an international readiness to support Iraq in reform. Remember, these reforms can only be launched and really implemented, guys, after Iraq has changed their rate. That's why since last year, they're still talking about reforms. Okay, they're still talking about reforms. They haven't technically implemented them. The only, if you want to say they've implemented it, all they've done was devalue their currency, okay, on December 20th. That technically was the launch and implementation of the reforms, but yet it isn't. When I talk about reform, I'm talking more about reconstruction, something that costs money. Okay, anything that costs money within the reforms can only be launched and implemented, guys, after the rate change. That's what I'm referencing. Okay, so again, that's why the most of the bulk of the reforms is still pending and outstanding because it's waiting on the rate change. That level of the reforms requires Rex currency to be internationally recognized. Okay. During a press conference Monday 8th, Prime Minister Al-Kadhimi said that Iraq has succeeded in crossing the economic crisis, indicating that there is an international readiness to support Iraq in reform. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, our dear honorable people, with all kindness and appreciation, bid farewell to the people of Iraq today, His Holiness Pope Francis. Remember, the Pope going there, guys, was the grand finale, the main ceremony for the impending rate change. With some love, generosity, and human authenticity, they received this dear and generous visit with all signs of welcome national consensus that it was full of success of its noble purposes, represented a bright point that embodied the essence of our loving, sincere, civilized people who believe that the values of justice and peace. The message of His Holiness reached all parts of the world as he wandered with a heart full of hope in the beloved cities of Iraq. And the message of our people reached all the peoples of the earth to say, we, the people of Iraq, the people of history, civilization, we have suffered many wars, and blood spilled on our land until I lost my mind. And death spread its black shadow our homes for decades, and the crows of weapons, corruption, terrorism, and hatred ravaged our lands, but our authentic metal did not rust, because the spirit of life, love, and peace and adherence to the human values has not rusted. We have nothing but great human meanings in our souls. We have lived together more than 6,000 years ago, and we are still together. We hold in the hand of each other the municipality of our religious sects and nationalities, just as the hands of His Eminence Al-Sistani and His Holiness the Pope. Okay, so as you guys see, they just showed you and confirmed exactly what I told you, that Iraq's been a broken nation. Iraq is now a healed nation. Okay, once Iraq achieved country and political stability, okay, back on August 10th of last year, Iraq was removed by the U.S. Treasury off the OFAC list. That's when they were officially given the green light, guys, to start setting the stage for the rate change, okay? You're seeing that based on Iraq's steps and actions from last year, August 10th. They've done nothing but set the stage for the rate change because at that point they had officially achieved stability. Okay, and remember, what they're telling you right now is the Pope going there, guys, was the grand finale. It was the official ceremony in preparation for the impending rate change that's coming upon you. Iraq is the message of humanity, peace, in the crown of tolerance, and Baghdad is the city of peace and platform for the intellectual movement. Our beloved people, Iraq faces real opportunity to restore its historic role in the region and the world despite all obstacles, challenges, and we as a government are committed to the will of our people and achieve security, peace, reconstruction, and prosperity. On the basis of this historical responsibility and in the atmosphere of love tolerance promoted by the visit of His Holiness the Pope to the land of Iraq, the land of Mesopotamia, we present today the call for national dialogue to be a means of achieving the aspirations of our people. We call on the different political forces, popular youth protesters, and opponents of the government to the table, responsible dialogue before our people and before history. We call on our forces, political parties to give priority to the interest to the country and to move away from the language of convulsive rhetoric and political projection and to prepare for the success of early elections and to give people the opportunity for hope and confidence in the state and in the democratic system. Our Iraqi youth, our youth everywhere, I realize the extent of your suffering, your ambitions, and the injustice that befell you, but we have to be patient and unite for the sake of Iraq. Yeah, everything regarding Iraq requires insane patience. For the sake of the homeland and for the sake of the future, the benefits of our generations, and that is why the government needs enough time. Yeah, we all know Iraq needs an insane amount of time to protect Iraq and arrange our national Iraqi home. There you go. National Iraqi home, guys. They're telling you again, Iraq's going international. Stressing the situation is not in the interest of the country, and sufficient time must be given. We know they need sufficient time to build on the achievements during the past period and to secure elections on sober and fair foundations. My brothers, dear opponents, I invite you in all sincerity to open and frank dialogue with the government on the basis of the country's interest, security, and sovereignty, and on the basis of preserving the security of Iraq, supporting the state and the rule of law. The strategic dialogue initiated by the government on arrangements for cooperation with the international coalition is based mainly on creating the environment and timings for the removal of all combat forces from the land of Iraq within the framework of agreed upon technical mechanisms while preserving the best relations with the coalition countries in the manner that guarantee the sovereignty and security of Iraq, as well as I call for a genuine, deep national dialogue at all party and popular levels to reach framework for a final agreement on the relationship between the central and the Kurdistan region in a way that preserves the unity of the Iraqi territories and addresses the accumulated problems radically. Since its formation, the government has been working on restoring Iraq's external relations and establishing to restore Iraq to its natural position and its regional weight internationally, and we have made advanced steps in the field, and the visit of the Holiness Pope was a reinforcement of these steps. International to support Iraq in the economic reform project after we succeeded in crossing the economic crisis. What they're telling you right there, guys, succeeded in crossing the economic crisis. They're telling you Iraq had to achieve stability before they could get to the point of even launching and getting to the step of the economic reform project. Okay, they're just confirming that to you again. Accordingly, we call on the brothers, neighbors, friends of Iraq to consolidate the values of peace, cooperation among the countries on the region, and to banish the specter of wars, disagreements, and conflicts that will not serve our peoples of common history. Today, Iraq affirms its full readiness to play an effective role in consecrating the calm and open doors for dialogue to solve the region's crisis and for everyone to be partners in development, not focus of disagreement and conflicts. Iraq has insisted on its refusal to be an arena of external conflicts, and the logic of cooperation and brotherhood is the only acceptable one for the people and for Iraq. Our honorable people, on your behalf, I extend my thanks and appreciation to all those who contributed to the success of the historic visit of His Holiness the Pope of Iraq, governmental institutions, popular activities, and political forces. On behalf of all of you, I thank His Holiness the Pope, who loved Iraq and the people of Iraq and touched the goodness, depth, sincerity, or authenticity of the greatness, powerful, diverse people. We thank Your Holiness for every word of fairness towards the people who call for dialogue, tolerance, and peace that I have delivered throughout the beloved Iraq, and for every emotional interaction with the challenges that the people faces. Aliyah, along the country, you are Iraq, the foothold of your feet lived human civilizations, and have come together and published love, thoughts, science, Sumer, and Babylon, and confirmed Assyria. You are the last extension of the present, the future. You are Iraq, the prophets, imams, saints, scholars, creators, and your renewed hope. You are life makers. Lived Iraq, long live Iraq. Media Office of the Prime Minister, and holy crap, that was a long article. Anyway, guys, there you go. This article has confirmed everything I've been telling with you guys clear since October of last year. Iraq, many of you asked, wow, is this going to go? Are we going to see this go? Will Iraq delay this any longer? Let's talk about that. First off, some assume it's been delayed. Okay? That's a misconception to thinking it's been delayed before. Okay? And the reason why, it's a misunderstanding. Nobody in this has ever understood until recently what Iraq had to accomplish to get to the point of the rate change. And it's very simple. As we now see, Iraq clearly had to achieve in-country and political stability. Again, that was achieved on August. So when you look at Iraq's, I mean, I've been in this 11 years. Some of you have been in this longer than I have. When you look at Iraq's movements, you can very clearly see they have never achieved stability before. That's why they've technically never delayed or have prepared to actually change the rate before. Okay, Iraq has not ever prepared for the rate change because they've never achieved stability. This is the first time we've ever seen these steps occur, because this is the first time we've ever seen them reach and achieve stability. That's why they got the green light back on August 10th of last year. And since August 10th, that's when the point at which they started actually setting the stage for this. So again, guys, those of you that say this has been delayed, that's incorrect. It never has been delayed because they've never reached this point before. So there you guys go. You guys are the best. God bless you guys. Have a great day. Take care.